Is it truly autumn without a cranberry orange spice scented something? I don't think so. Hi everyone, my name is Katie Carson. I am the soap artist here at Royalty Soaps. And today we're gonna be making some cranberry orange soaps. And without further ado, let's get soap making. We are going to begin by blending our lye water solution into our oils. And yes, I picked my ruby red stick blender today because autumnal. I feel like doing an in the pot swirl today, so that's what we're going to do for this soap. And I'm gonna have two accent colors. One is going to be a different shade of red from the main soap batch, and then one is gonna be an orangey pumpkin color. For the crimson ruby red color, we're gonna be using Queen Catherine from TKB. For the red accent color, we're gonna be using Really Red Mica from Nurture Soap. And then for the orange color, I changed my mind. I want it to be more of an actual orange and less of a pumpkin because the fragrance is cranberry orange, not cranberry orange pumpkin. And I'm using Orange Vibrance from Nurture Soap. Alrighty, let's blend up the colors. Now that the colors have been mixed up, it is time to add the fragrance oil. I had to go ahead and measure this off camera, but this is the cranberry orange fragrance oil from Nature's Garden. Honestly, it smells so flipping fantastic. The sweetness of the orange and the tartness of the cranberry really blend together well, and both fragrances are very strong. It sort of reminds me of a Celestial Seasonings tea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a tea called Cranberry Orange Zinger, and that's what this smells like, if my memory serves me well. That's good. All right, so let's do an in the pot swirl. I'm gonna do that reverse dragon swirl that we did that one time. I think that's what you guys ended up calling it. And this is some really runny soap right here, so it's not gonna be very defined. All right, cool, let's pour. We're gonna pour from the opposite way. Wow, that looks great. And I'm only gonna pour about that much before going on to the next one. Also, I am clearly such a rebel for not taping those sides. What am I even thinking? I would never recommend anyone else do what I'm doing. Always tape the sides down or add a little Crisco or whatever, what have you. Just gonna keep on pouring. You can see that color right there. Man, coming out vivid, looks awesome. Now that the majority of the soap is in, it's time for me to scrapey my big container. All the big stuff is in, so I'm gonna take what is left over in my accent color containers, and we're just gonna dribble drabble it right on the top. Okay, so now that all of the soap is in the mold, I'm gonna mix up the soap frosting. It's a completely separate batch from this base layer, and it has to be done with a different recipe. The recipe that I am using today can be purchased with the Royalty Soaps piping set at nurturesoap.com. For the soap frosting today, I have mixed up Orange Vibrance with 24 karat gold mica in equal portions and added them to my frosting, so it's a very goldy orange color. I'm using the Atico tip from the Royalty Soaps piping set that has all the big ridges on it. And yes, my piping is definitely still runny, but you guys know how impatient I am. When you make soap a lot and there's a recipe that you're really comfortable with, you kind of know how far you can push the boundaries. So while I wouldn't recommend this for someone who's just starting out with soap piping, for someone who's been doing it for quite a while, like I have, whatever. Okay, so the weirdest thing has happened. I don't think this has ever happened to me before. As I was piping, you could see like it was still a little runny over here, but these guys, they were definitely standing by themselves. It was thick enough to pipe, but you know, still a little watery. Then I get over here and like as I'm squeezing the bag, even though I know when I scooped it all in there that it was hard, when I start squeezing it, it starts getting really floppy and weird. And now that it's in the bowl, it's all jiggly. Like, how did that happen? It was all hard before and now it's all jiggly. It's a series of unfortunate events. I guess I'll wait a little longer Time to watch some YouTube. My current favorite YouTubers are Aspen and Parker. They're so cute. I also like Leif and JC. They're really cute too. And Shane Dawson, who needs to hurry the crap up with that new series. Come on, we're all shooketh. It's finally set up a little more. This stuff has been sitting for 45 minutes. But while I'm piping and putting embeds on, I decided to discuss with you guys soap copycats and my current opinion on them. Now, this is not gonna be a drama-filled video. Y'all know I'm not that type of person. Mainly, this is for encouragement for people who are also making soap or even in a different craft community, because it applies to basically all crafts worldwide. When I first started making soap and dabbling with the idea of putting this soap frosting on top, I was not the first to do it, of course, but that used to be the only type of soap that I made. And back then, the soap making community was a lot smaller. It was basically Facebook groups. There wasn't really any like YouTube soap making community per se. So everyone kind of knew each other a little better. Now, since then, of course, soap world has exploded. There are a ton of people making soap, which makes me really happy. All to say, I began to be known for my high top soaps, and that's when people started to make direct replications of my products. When this first happened, I was very young. I was about 17 or 18, I guess. I was very impressionable, and I looked up to a lot of people in the soap making community, and a solid piece of advice that I was getting from a lot of different people was to guard my designs with my life. If I saw somebody copying or, you know, using my technique or something and not giving credit, that I needed to go hunt them down and expose them. To my recollection, now I could be wrong, but to my recollection, I don't think I ever actually ended up doing that to anybody who copied me, because I don't like drama. I don't like hurting other people's feelings. Like, that's just not me. But that was kind of the general piece of advice that I keep getting, which I fully believe they had good intentions. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I didn't feel good about it. That just wasn't me. It wasn't really my style. I didn't really get it. But I started doing some soul searching, and whenever people did copy my soaps, I still felt really bad. I still felt like they were stealing from me. I felt really wronged, and generally it wasn't good for my headspace. And spending all that time trying to hunt down my hashtag and my videos and all that sort of thing, it was exhausting. It took a lot out of me to try to hunt down every single person who had taken or borrowed or copied my stuff. So here's what I ended up learning a long time ago. Before I continue, let's talk about this soap right now. The next thing I am putting in is pieces of dried oranges. I had these custom made for me. There is an Etsy shop here in Texas that makes dried oranges. So I contacted the shop. I will leave their links down below in case you would like to get some oranges from them. They smell amazing. They're very high quality, and the lady gave me a bulk discount, which I really appreciated. These little oranges are just for pretty. They're just for the presentation. Before the soap bar actually gets used, you need to remove them. I'm just gonna start by putting it on this side and making sure that it's in the lines. So anyway, I started doing some soul searching among myself, and this is what I found to be personally true for me. This might not be the case for others and why they choose to hunt down people who are copying them, but this is my truth. I found that I was mainly intimidated and hurt by the fact that they were taking my designs and stuff because I was not confident. I wasn't confident in my own designs. I wasn't confident that they were unique enough, that my soaps were good enough, and I felt like if anybody else took them, or if someone started making soap just like mine, I would become obsolete and irrelevant and nobody would care about my soap. It's a very real fear for people who are in a saturated market, and I totally understand that. But here's what is also true. There are 7 billion people in this world that need to be cleaned, and no single person can clean them all. So there's always going to be a market for you and your soaps. And this is the policy that I chose to adopt years ago for myself. This has remained true through all of my soap making and YouTubing. A few other things to say is that people who are copycats will always be one step behind you because, well, they're copying. And that as soon as I stopped caring about what other people were doing, what other people were taking, and trying to defend myself against their actions, and focused merely on making my own soap and being creative, I had a lot more time to actually create innovative soaps. I was a lot happier mentally because I wasn't spending so much time worrying about if I was gonna become obsolete. And none of the people who consistently copied me ever became successful, and none of them are making soap today that I know of. I've come a long way since then, and I'm honestly, of course, I am absolutely shocked that as many of you people who are watching today are watching today. Now that all the oranges are in, by the way, I'm gonna sprinkle some gold dust on the top of this. I'm using the gold dust from Nurture Soap. I have definitely forgotten the name of it. I'm actually soaping really late tonight, which is probably why I'm being so candid and honest. On the other side, I'm gonna add some little mini soapy cranberries. So yeah, that's my current thoughts on it. As I have grown bigger, I know more people copy me now than ever have before, and now people are starting to copy my videos like almost directly, but it just doesn't really bother me, and I don't really try to seek those people out. The only reason I know about them is because other people have slid into my DMs and told me about them. I just think to encourage positivity in the community and to encourage people to make soap, you can't be focusing on the negative all the time. You can't be the soap maker who's always known for hunting people down for stealing their stuff. Oh, and here's another thing that I found out about myself personally. Again, I don't know if this applies to everyone, but it does apply to me, is that one of the things I noticed is that, and it's a little hard to say this, but it's true, that I was being really prideful about my designs. I was assuming that people were copying me when there were times, I am sure, they had never even heard of me before, and we were just on the same wavelength. I mean, there's only so many soap combinations out there. There's only so many colors. There's only so many designs. There's only so many embeds, and occasionally you're gonna have two people that make soaps that look really similar. So for me personally, I recognized it in myself that I was being prideful, assuming that people were copying me, that I thought so highly of myself to think, well, of course they couldn't come up with that on their own. They had to have copied me. And yeah, I had to eat a little slice of humble pie with myself. I really did. Now that all the cranberries are in there, we're gonna take some of these blackberry seeds from Brambleberry. We're gonna sprinkle those on top. I just thought it'd be a cool additive. So yeah, that's my little spiel right now about copying. It's not something I worry about. It's not something I actively look for. I don't really care. I'm just making my soap and focusing on my little soap business. And I highly encourage you guys to do the same. I think that it will be really good for your mental health, regardless of what craft you're in. Maybe you're doing embroidery or cross-stitching and you've run into this problem with your designs. You keep doing you keep being innovative and creative and coming up with new things. And for lack of a better word, keep your eyes on your own fries. Wow, that looks way better on the soap than it did on my drawing. I'm gonna spritz the top with rubbing alcohol to seal in all those little blackberries on top. And actually, I'm gonna add some of this red salt. I wasn't originally going to, but after I'm looking at this, I just gotta. I think it'll look nice. Yeah, that adds to it, it really does. It looks like a cool spice blend now. Wow, I love it, and it smells so good. And honestly, that kind of tangerine color on top, that might be one of my new favorites. I kind of want to see that on an inside of a soap too. So I'm gonna let these guys sit for 18 to 24 hours, and then we will come back to cut them all up after this quick commercial break. We are back the next day to cut the cranberry orange soap. It smells so good. The fragrance is so potent, and you guys have requested more peeling off of the silicone liner, so I thought I would indulge you. Now my recipe comes out like really smooth. The sides are always perfect. You can see there's no stickiness to it, and that's just because of the recipe itself. Some recipes are a little harder, some are a little stickier. A lot of it has to do with the oils that you're using and also the amount of water that you're using as well. And bloop. I'm gonna line it up now with my 18 bar cutter. Her name is Evangeline. Perfect. Looks like I got it right on the first try. And then I'm going to press down gently. Even just cutting it like this, even though it's only halfway done, it's already smelling even stronger. All right, let's pull out one of these middle pieces. And this is what it looks like on the inside. That reverse dragon swirl really looks gorgeous. And you can see we've got hints of orange. We've got that really vibrant red color, and then it's mixed in with the ruby maroon color. Then of course we have the top, which is sort of the tangerine orange. We got the little orange embed and the little cranberry embed and all the salts on the side. And all the glitter. Hecka pleased with this soap. It just smells so great. I hope you guys found my commentary last night, when it was like literally 11 o'clock at night, informative and helpful. I shared not to throw shade or tell anyone what to do, but simply to encourage you guys. I would like to request that we keep the comments in the comment section respectful and friendly, as is typical for this channel. I have some of the nicest subscribers. I'm telling you what, you guys are so sweet, and it's a very rare occasion that we have any negativity over here, so let's keep it that way. The question of the day is, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, do you eat cranberry sauce out of the can, or does someone make it homemade? I will admit, I don't think I've ever had homemade cranberry sauce before, but I would really like to try it. To vote on the question of the day, you can click the I in the upper right hand corner of the screen. I love this design, and it smells so good, and the oranges are so cute on top. I hope everyone thinks this is just really adorable and it doesn't remind them of grandma's potpourri. It doesn't smell like grandma's potpourri. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment down below. If you have a soap you would like me to make, you can always send me your own soap illustration to my P.O. box for my consideration. I am going to be doing some fan-inspired soaps really soon based on some of the illustrations I've received in the mail and some that I've received by email. So if you'd like to design your own soap and maybe have a chance of me making it, feel free to send them my way. Do something for yourself today, whether that's making a wonderful cranberry orange autumnal drink or just lighting a candle that smells like it so you can get basically the same effect. Either way, do something that makes you happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.